it's Marissa, and today I have another crazy story time for you guys about a customer that stalked me at my job because my luck, but I still want to tell you guys because they're super creepy, and I want you guys to be smarter and to be aware of your surroundings, have something to protect yourself with, and not engage with people of these characteristics that I will go into in a couple minutes. But before that, if you guys aren't following me on Snapchat, Instagram, or YouNow, you guys have to follow me, please, so we can just grow our family. It is Marissavela YT. It'll be somewhere on the screen. So let's Snapchat each other, let's like each other's photos, and just grow as a family. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump onto these crazy story time. Okay, so this one happened like not too long ago, which is even more creepier. I was working at this restaurant. I no longer work there anymore. You know how when you work in restaurants, you have regulars that come in on the regular? So at this restaurant, it wasn't like an actual like sit-down restaurant where we take your order at the table and serve you. What it is you order at the front with me, the cashier, and then we will take your order to you. We'll give you a number and then we bring your order to you. So it was kind of like a quick service restaurant, if that makes sense. So this guy comes in every single day. He was really nice. I could tell that something was a little strange about him because of the way he talked. I think that there was something a little off and something was wrong with him, but I mean, that does not ever bother me. I'm always nice to everyone, even when I'm not at work, but especially when I'm at work. So he comes in all the time and he would always talk to me. He was super nice, and I was obviously really nice to him. I had no reason to not be. So he would come in, he would order the same thing every day, and he would also have like a little chat with me before he ordered and after he ordered, which I never thought was weird. It was like stupid conversation, like the weather, nothing really personal or important, just like, oh, it's really hot today, or how was your day, or whatever. So I never thought anything of it. I just thought that maybe he thought I was cute, wanted to talk to me, whatever. And so everything was fine until this one day I thought it was a little strange. So this guy, what he would do is he would sit outside waiting for me to bring him his food, but he would sit parallel to me. So what I mean by that is it was a glass door facing the cashier to straight outside, and there was a bunch of tables seating outside. He would sit parallel to me outside on a table and stare at me for literally 1 hour while he was sitting outside eating his food. That's when the line crossed from being friendly to being increasingly creepy on the creepy level. You know what I mean? Am I right, ladies? I thought it was weird the first day he did it, and then when it started to be every single time I worked, him doing it, it was getting to another level of creepiness. From that point on, when he came into my work, when he would try to have the normal conversations that he would normally have with me, I kind of shut him down. It was really cold, not rude, just cold, short answer, showing him I have no interest in speaking to him other than taking his order, which is mandatory for me to do as my job. And keep in mind, I have like increasingly less patience with guys that want to impose themselves on me in any way, since that stalker story that happened with my mom. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I recommend you go checking it out. It'll be linked in my description in the down bar below. So ever since that experience, I have no patience for any nonsense with any guys. So I was just strictly business, and that's it. So when he started doing this every single one of my shifts, I notified one of my managers. My manager said that he never came in unless I was working. So that's what kind of creeped me out even more. You guys, I have chills. Like, So it was like a known fact in my work that when he came in, another cashier or my manager or any worker that was working would take his order before I would. So one day I was talking to my coworker and she was asking me about my other job. So at the time I worked at 2 restaurants. That one and then another one that was probably 10 minutes away, and so we were talking about that, and I didn't know that he was in the corner getting his drink. I didn't see him, or I don't know what it was, and he jumped in the conversation and he said, oh, so you work at, which was the restaurant I worked at, and I was like, oh, yeah. And he's like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, how long have you worked there? And I was like, long enough, and I got my stuff and I walked away. Once again, not trying to engage in anything. And that's where I made the mistake by agreeing that I worked there. But the reason why I said that was because I knew he already heard me, so if he thought I was lying, I didn't want to make him angry. Days pass and I don't really see him too much. He kind of left my mind. I was never like super scared outside of work about this guy, but can you guess where this is going? That's where I was wrong, guys. Wrong. Oh, one day I'm working at my other job. I think it was actually on Valentine's Day. And so I'm working there and whatever. I was like refilling bags and stuff for my other restaurant job. And I look up, just coincidentally, and guess who I see, guys? Take a guess. I see the creepy guy in my other job. So when I see him, literally like my heart just like fell into my stomach. Like I feel like I literally couldn't breathe. And so I'm freaking out and my coworkers are looking at me like, are you okay? Because mind you, they have no prior knowledge about this guy at my other job. And so I'm like, yeah, like, actually no, I'm not. And so I tell them what's happening and they're like, okay, that's really creepy. Like, don't worry about it. We will take care of him. You don't have to speak to him, whatever. I was like, all right. He sits on the counter, which is like maybe 10 feet from where I am at all times at my job because I was a cashier. So we are 10 feet away from each other and I can feel him just like digging into me with his eyes. Like, you know when someone's staring at you and you feel it? Well, I felt it. I'm trying my hardest not to look at him, even though it's really hard when someone's staring you down to not look, but I try my hardest not to look at him. So I have to actually walk by him because I had a to-go order to package. So I walk by him and he goes, oh, Marissa, what a coincidence seeing you here. And he does the creepiest laugh just like that. Ha ha ha. You better believe that that laugh like stuck in my head for weeks after that. So if you guys watch any of my story times, you know what happens when I freak out. I freeze, and so I froze and I was just like, and I walked away. So I saw him coming up to pay. I fucking just ran my ass to the bathroom and I stayed in there for literally 15 minutes. I said a prayer. I was so scared. I went in the bathroom and I called my other job to tell them that this creepy guy was there, and they're like, oh my god, like that's crazy. I was like, yeah, seriously, like I'm so nervous. What do I do? And they're like, well, make sure you notify your managers. So I stayed in there for 15 minutes praying that he was gone, and I came out and he was actually gone. And I was like, oh, thank God. I felt like this sigh of relief, but I was so creeped out for like that whole day. I was really, really not looking forward to going back to my other job because I knew he would be there. So I went back to my other job and he came in and I just never ever spoke another word to him. And I think that he kind of got the message that I was really not having it, not putting up with his nonsense, and that was really the end of whatever this was to him, because ever since then he never bothered me again. He would rarely come in when I even worked anymore because I only worked 2 days at that other job. So he would rarely come in when I even worked anymore, which was such a relief, and he never bothered me again. But guys, how creepy is that? And why do all the creepiest things happen to me? I don't know. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this crazy story time about crazy things that happen to me, and it always happens to me at work, and I have a lot more work-related crazy story times. If you guys want to see them or like them, thumbs up this video and give me a comment down below. But yeah, hopefully I never see him again, you guys. Fingers crossed. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time, and other than that, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.